Welcome to Black Boss, where we highlight and celebrate Black entrepreneurship. Today, we are here with CEO of Scheme Team Athletics, owner of Fresh Print screen printing shop, Nasir Yard.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How's it going?
I'm good, man. Just surviving, making it through these crazy times.
Yeah, during COVID, these COVID times.
COVID times, man. It's changed the game up, but it's good though. It's a lot of things that help people develop in certain areas that they might not have been, groomed for. So, I'm just taking every challenge just like a normal day.
Yeah, I hear that. So, when did you begin your journey in entrepreneurship, and what was your first steps?
So I think first steps in entrepreneurship was probably honestly maybe just being a kid and ripping and running around and trying to make a couple coins to go buy snacks, lunch, and everything. So I remember those days where we were selling icicles and just whatever outside, But I would say my first real step in entrepreneurship is when I started Scheme Team, and we were doing the apparel and selling the shirts, hoodies, all types of stuff.
When you start Scheme Team? Sorry, I mean to cut you off.
You gonna give me some dates? You gonna make me?
I'm gonna try
to. I'm thinking around 08. I'm thinking around 08.
Okay. 08.
About 10, 11 years ago.
Okay. Nice. From I guess Scheme Team, how we get into Fresh Print?
All right, great question. So from Scheme Team, it kind of manifested and grew to Scheme Team Athletics. I kind of after the first couple of years, I was streetwear was great, but what Scheme Team had was an athletic connotation to it. So, and me being always in in athletic fields, I was able to just tweak it a little bit. Yeah, and changed it. I changed it, but just open up another department of Scheme Team Athletics.
Right.
And I think that's what probably sparked the idea with Fresh Prints, because with Scheme Team Athletics, we were doing a lot of printing for other schools. So people was attracted to the name, Scheme Team. You know what I mean? Because if you listen to Sports Center, you hear Scheme 20 times an hour almost. You know what I mean? So it was something that's always in sports. So kind of switched it over to that, and then from Scheme Team Athletics, I was coaching. I was doing things in the athletic realm, and I started thinking hold up, man, I'm making my own clothes. Yeah, maybe I should be printing my own stuff. You know what I mean? I ran into a couple of instances. This I'm sure everybody does with printers. I was running into issues, and I said, let me try it out myself. And at one, I would save some money, and two, maybe I could start printing for some of these, schools that I'm working with and teams that I'm coaching. Right. And that's where the birth of Fresh Prince Inc. kind of came about.
Awesome. So could you, I guess, kind of elaborate on what exactly Scheme Team is? And I mean, Fresh Prints Inc. is pretty straightforward as a screen printing company, but you can also kind of tell me, I guess, the idea or influence of it. But just so people get an idea of what, each one of these businesses are and how they function.
Absolutely. So with Scheme Team, Scheme Team is a brand, and it's a lifestyle that, a lot of people kind of, are attracted to. The one thing that was big with me is we were always defined as workaholics. You know what I mean? So if you're a part of Scheme Team, you're a workaholic, you know what I mean? In whatever field you're in, whether it's athletics, whether it's business. So that's kind of like the stamp behind it. With Scheme Team, I think it gives people a different feeling. You know what I mean? When you wear clothes, you want clothes that represent you. So like I said, with the meaning and kind of behind it and the preparation and I guess the definition of Scheme Team would be plan, pursue, persevere. And those are three terms that I throw out frequently. I put it on the clothing, you know what I mean? So, we always have to have a plan. And that's basically where the scheme starts from. You know what I mean? You need to have a plan for your plan. Then you need to be able to pursue those plans. And then, in life, it's always ups and downs. So then you need to persevere.
Yeah.
So I kind of try to live by those codes: plan, pursue, persevere, and that's the identity behind Scheme Team Athletics.
Awesome. Okay, so what do you feel has been your strongest tool in marketing?
Great question. I think my strongest tool in marketing is probably networking.
Okay.
That's something that you always have to have when you are in business, and being able to, just to not necessarily, you need to be able to be flexible, with whatever you're doing. So, I think that's networking is very important. Just being open to people, and just being able to share your story.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So once you say share your story, I have a question for you, but it makes me want to encourage you to share your story, because I agree. I think that's I think it's a huge thing in marketing. I think it's a huge thing in people kind of coming to check you out, figuring out what your story is, how your story relates to them, the inspiration in your story, which is something I personally love. So if you could tell your story, that would be great.
Tell my story. You gotta give me a little more direction on that. I have a long story. This might run a couple episodes.
Got you. Well, at what point in your life, I know you said, growing up doing the popsicle thing and understanding, I guess, the small, I'll say schemes, right? For you,
right.
when you talk about schemes, the little small schemes you could do, to get paid. But at what point were you like, man, I really got something here, and started making that transition from, the dream and thought to really tiring me in the road?
So I think probably the most defining moment was like I said, when I was rapping. I was going hard. I was, rapper, Philly rapper. So I think that's where the shirt started. The shirt started with just getting shirts for my team to wear, so we can brand. So I was always big on branding, even before I knew it was a thing. I kind of knew that we needed to have something that where people would know it's us. From those shirts that I purchased and sold, it kind of just took on a wildfire.
Okay.
From there, and that's why I think my network came into play. And the word started getting out there. Once I seen that was real, and like I was going back to these stores back and forth, all right, now I'm starting to think, business minded. All right, I need to start getting these at a better price. I need to find out, how I'm printing them. I think my first shirts, so crazy now, 10, 12 years later, I'm just realizing that the way my first shirts were printed was direct to garment. They were DTGs. And that's probably why they were so expensive. I had front and back print, you know what I mean? So I think after my first one or two, batches that I bought, I started like, all right, let me take the back print off. Okay, let me find somebody that can screen print these. It became, I had to start making real business decisions.
Right.
Let me get next level shirts. Before I knew what next level shirts was, never seen them before. I just knew, how they felt. I knew that's what I wanted to wear. So a lot of the stuff comes from, honestly, how I feel about it. What I wear, what I like the way it feels. So then it became a strategy of supply and demand. We need to get these shirts or hoodies at a good cost. We need to have quality printing, and we need to be able to sell it. So I think that transition between Scheme Team and Scheme Team Athletics is where it really became a business model.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So something I've noticed about your advancement, because I've been watching you since I was a kid, which is awful. So literally since I was a kid. So something I've noticed about your advancement is your ability to cross-market your brand. Could you tell us more about that process?
Okay. As far as cross marketing, it's crazy. We already spoke about it. With going from Scheme Team to Scheme Team Athletics.
Right.
And I would say with Scheme Team Athletics, when I first started, I'm a football, track, basketball guy, but I didn't let it limit me to other sports and other recreation. So. I remember Temple cheerleaders had bought shirts one time, so we were outfitting cheerleaders. And now that Scheme Team is more of a, I guess, the athletic brand, a part of Fresh Prince Inc. So the teams that we outfit in Scheme Team Athletic clothing, it ranges from track to soccer to lacrosse, basketball, football. And like I said, just is that defining term, just what it stands for, what it means, and how it makes you feel, and how, you know, the players actually feel when they have scheme team clothes on. They feel like they can do anything. I mean, I think that helped, you know, transition me to different fields.
Awesome. Okay. So entrepreneurship can be intimidating when you begin. Were you ever intimidated, or why not? And if so, how'd you move past it?
Right. Entrepreneurship is very hard. It is. You know, you never know when you're gonna get your next dollar. You always have to stay on your game. You constantly, you know, need to learn and research. But I think what has helped me stay grounded is probably my approach to life. I think, you know, I'm big on legacy. Like nothing I've accomplished has been big to me. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a bad thing. You need to celebrate your accomplishments sometimes, but I always feel like it's bigger, it's more. So that helps me stay grounded, and it helps me keep pushing and, you know, and keep growing.
Okay, cool. So with all the companies you've headed, how do you balance and keep everything stable and growing?
I wish I had an answer for that one. But you know, it kind of relates to the last question. You know, just staying grounded, staying hungry, and you know, I guess the big thing with entrepreneurship is time allocation. You know, I mean, what are you putting your time into? You know, how much are you putting into your business? Because what you put in is what you get out. You know, to be honest. So, what you just asked right there really comes down to your will, determination. Like, how much do you want it? Because it's been plenty of times. Well, I wouldn't say, I don't know how many people, but you know, some people in my position might be satisfied. You know, once they get to a certain point. We've been Fresh Prince was Screen Printers of the Year in 2019.
Hey, congratulations!
Just won it again for 2020.
What up?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I need more. One more, because we won it for 2022. But I did not stop. I didn't stop trying to learn more and more in your industry. You know, I'm trying to find ways to grow the business and not just sustain the business. So I think that needs to be people's purpose. If they want to keep going, they need to, you know, grow and not just be okay with what's coming in currently.
Yeah, got you. So I know one of your big phrases I've seen, you know, printed on a lot of your clothing and everything is quality over quantity. Could you kind of explain exactly where that came from and why the message was so important to you to have carried with you for so many years to keep putting it out?
Right. That's a great question. Right. So I remember one of the, not first, but I had a scheme team designs that had quality over quantity on it, and it was just like that workaholic term. It's been terms that I've carried with me for a long time that, you know, helps define my brands. And you know, with quality over quantity, it's just what it says. You know what I mean? You have to put in the work to be able to get, you know, quality production out. So you know, you could be at work, you know what I mean, for 8 hours a day, but if you're not putting in quality time into your work, what are you really getting out of it? You know, and I can take that, you know, in the different areas, in different realms too. Same with like the clothing. You know what I mean? I want quality shirts. I need quality print. And I know that's what people want. So I try to give people what I want. So that's why quality over quantity has stuck with me and has became a mainstay in how I handle business.
Gotcha. I like that. So I know you already said you don't feel like anything you've done is big from your standpoint, you know, whether somebody would agree with you or disagree with you. But I was wondering, also from your standpoint, what do you feel like has been your biggest wins in entrepreneurship and your biggest losses? Because you know this game comes with both.
It comes with both.
Absolutely.
And it's weird, man. I must have a certain tolerance with me, but my losses, I don't look at as losses. I really don't. You know what I mean? And I try to coach my staff up on that. I mean, we don't want losses. We don't want mistakes. We don't want any of that. But you need to learn from them. You learn from them over time. You'll be, you know what I mean? You'll be built the right way. But I would say, let me see, some of my biggest wins and losses. So having a business is I'll start with the losses. Having a business is every day is different. You know what I mean? Especially when you have a business that requires employees.
Yeah.
So it's been times where, you know, employees go out and get sick. They got personal issues.
Yeah.
So that's probably the thing that you need to navigate the most and make sure, you know what I mean, no matter what happens around your business or with your employees, that you're able still to produce. I guess as far as accomplishments, and I haven't shared this with many people, but I you know what I mean, since I'm on this exclusive podcast, you know, I think I'll share it with you, and actually you probably helped me get to this point. Okay. So last year I was in negotiations with another print shop that I actually purchased and took over. So it's been a year since then, and you know, that's been a lot of work. It's been grind, but you know, I consider that a big win. I do, and maybe sometimes I underestimate something I do, but I wanted to say that was great. It was in a different demographic, different set of employees, different township, different city. So to be able to duplicate some of those processes, you know, somewhere else and make it work has been great. And I would say the thing that maybe, you know, I was thinking when I did make the acquisition, like, have I ever done this before? And I was thinking, no, I didn't, you know what I mean? But then I really thought about it, you know what I mean? I remember my first year of business where you and your sister had a screen printing press. Yeah. And what did we do? We negotiated, we bartered, you know what I mean? We made should we tell them the deal?
Yeah,
should we put the deal out there? So you guys had a screen print set up that I wanted. Right. Couldn't really afford it at the time. I was buying other stuff. I was getting embroidery machines and getting the shop set up. I also needed employees. Yeah. You guys were learning the industry, you know, so we bartered. You know, you guys brought the equipment in and worked for a certain amount of time. And my promise was I would repurchase your machines at a certain date, right? Right. And we did that, right? Right. I replaced the whole set that you guys had brought into my shop. Absolutely. So that was like my first merger, actually. That was my first acquisition. And then even right after that, I had two other employees that had their own small screen print shops, and almost did the same thing with them. And even though it's on a smaller scale, it took the same amount of, you know what I mean, vision and same amount of, you know, I guess practices that, you know, that I did when I purchased the whole print business. Yeah. So that was cool. That was cool. I'll always remember that and never forget you guys for that. Yeah. No, absolutely. We appreciate it. It was a great lesson for us. It was a great lesson in negotiation, just being close to you and watching you move, and you know, it's a certain level of energy that comes with a person who's, you know, making things happen, and you know, constantly, you know, being on the phone, constantly having meetings, kind of like just a consistent movement, like you said. You know, what you put into your business, you get out of it. And it's clear being around you how much you put into your business. Not only that, but the people you keep around you, how much they put into the business as well. Right. I don't want to forget that. I'm glad you said that, because I have an excellent team. Members might change, but I'm big on the team aspect, scheme team. You know what I mean? Yeah. My brain is not Nasir Yard team. It's about a team. You know what I mean? Yeah. And no, absolutely though. I value the people that, you know what I mean, that's around me, and I value their opinions, and you know, it's just a team thing at the end of the day. You can't get nothing done by yourself. You can't grow by yourself. So yeah, okay. And I absolutely agree. So for somebody who's at that point, they haven't gotten to the point of working with somebody else, but they're headed in that direction. What would be your advice on your ability to trust and duplicate yourself? And also, my second question to that is, how important have creating systems been to your growth? Ooh, you on a roll. I love your questions. The first question, can you give me repeat that one real quick?
How important have systems been to your own?
The first one you asked.
Okay, the first one was for a person who's looking to get to the point of duplicating themselves, but are kind of unsure of how to do that. What advice would you give them about, you know, trusting the person that they'll be working with, and I guess, really giving up some of that control to be able to work with other people.
Right. That's tough. It all depends on the personalities of who you are and who the people that's working with you. But I guess the common denominator for success would be is to learn as much about your industry as possible. Because if you're educated about the industry, you're confident in what you're duplicating, and you're confident on what you're educating your employees on. So you want to be you want to know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because people will catch on the bullshit, and if you're telling them things that's not working, that's not leading the company in the right direction, then that's easy to spot out, and that's a fast way for people to not respect your vision or to execute what you need done.
Yeah.
Okay. And systems are huge. So systems, I guess everyone know they're important, but when you're in it, it's you have to find out what systems work for you. Because every system for every business doesn't translate. And I guess for me, the systems that have helped me recently helped me scale has been technology, certain technologies and systems and software that can help you with different aspects of the business. And it goes back to a question I answered a little bit ago about learning as much as you can about your industry. You got to be forward thinking. You need to kind of educate yourself on what's going on, what's trending, what's next, what's outdated. You know what I mean? So you can stay ahead of the curve.
Right. Yeah, I hear that. So I know you mentioned legacy, being big on legacy. What's the greatest lesson you've taught your son and your daughter? I know your daughter's a little younger, but your son about entrepreneurship.
It's a weird time right now with he's a teenager, he's growing. So at first I think he kind of overlooked, or didn't really think it was a big deal. But I think as he's growing up, he's learning and and watching me. I guess the number one thing I want him to take away is work ethic. And this is something I've been preaching to him for a long time, even before he was around the business. Is just if you have a good work ethic, it'll translate to anything you're doing, no matter what you're doing. Like right now, I don't know what he's going to be when he grow up. You know what I mean? I don't really know what his interests are, but I'm trying to tell him that, whatever you're doing, just have a great work ethic and you'll be fine. And, and you'll be able to fit in anywhere if you work hard.
Yeah. All right. So what advice would you give anyone looking to get started in entrepreneurship?
What advice would I give? Definitely, we're gonna run this whole interview back. Be a workaholic.
Yeah, right. Recap.
Put a good team together.
Yeah.
And learn as much as you can about your field and the industry that you're in. That's 3 great first steps.
Got you. Okay. So in 2021, what do you feel is the significance of being a Black boss?
I mean, the year doesn't matter. The significance is still the same. I hope to inspire, a lot of young guys, and just hopefully you can show them that, you can be the guy, you can be the man, you can be a business owner without, without doing the same old. You know what I mean? You don't got to be in the streets. You don't got to play sports. You know what I mean? You can have that same feeling of winning and accomplishments and by being an entrepreneur. Actually, you got a better chance and better odds. So I'm hoping we do a lot of internships at Fresh Prince Inc. I bring a lot of young guys in who are in my position, same neighborhood or play sports. And I just try to just show them that, and not only show them about my business, I kind of talk to them as they're my kids almost, you know what I mean? So I'm talking to them about taxes. I'm talking to them about credit, you know what I mean? Constantly. So, I'm trying to do whatever I can just to get back, you know what I mean? Not looking for anything back from it, but if I can help build more entrepreneurs and people that can take care of their family and friends, then, that'll be a great feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very, very cool. But I do appreciate you being here. That's why I said I wasn't going to take up too much of your time. I know you're a busy man out here.
I appreciate it. Look, I was trying to get the computer set up. I couldn't do it, so I got it on my phone. So
All right.
I appreciate you reaching out, man. Thanks, cuz.
It's all good. I was say no problem at all. So something that I always enjoyed doing in an interview. I used to do them in person, but now because of COVID, I have to do it over Zoom. I would have all of my interview participants say their name and say that they're a Black boss.
Nasir Yard, I'm a Black boss. Let's get it.
Thank you. So I appreciate everything that you've done in the community. I was about to say, I remember the rapping. I remember the album. It was one of the first ones I played in my car and drove around. I was so excited to know you just represent something. I mean, I think Black entrepreneurship is huge in our community. I think it offers an opportunity for us to inspire one another, to build with one another, and to really bring into the world how we see things, not what's been, just given to us, but really how we see it. One of my big things is, change the narrative, change the culture. So every day, you're out here grinding and everything, you're changing the narrative. So I appreciate all Black entrepreneurs really representing things the right way, because it's a huge inspiration. I mean, I feel in 2021, this is our real big next frontier. So, right. I mean, you've been doing it for well over a decade at this point. So thank you.
Don't remind me how old I am. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't never older than me. It's really, you started early. I mean, you was out here, you was a teenager.
Good one.
That's not what it is. Some people start later, but you hopped out early. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your confidence. Thank you for your information. And all of that. I appreciate you.
No problem. I hope somebody get to use it. Let's do it again. Let's recap whenever you're ready.
Absolutely. All right,
cool.
Well, this has been Black Boss. This is Nasir Yard, CEO of Scheme Team Athletics, CEO of Fresh Prince Inc. And two things. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you would want to share? And second, where can the people find you?
You didn't ask anything that I'm. You didn't leave out anything. You had great questions.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Spark some stuff that I need to go work on right now. But you can find us at Fresh Prince Inc. for the PHRESH, Prince PRINTS, Inc. INK. My personal page is at Sarah215, and Scheme Team page is at Scheme Team Athletics. Awesome. So check us out, follow the movement, follow the brand, follow the lifestyle, and hopefully, help somebody out.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Teamteam.com too. Log on and get your merch.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I appreciate you. This
no
has
problem.
been
No problem. Share this with me when you're done editing everything.
Oh, absolutely. All right.
Yeah,
So appreciate you. This has been Black Boss. Take care, guys.